In this lecture, we're going to look at the liver and gallbladder. So today we'll start off by looking at the surface anatomy, the position of the liver, and then go on to explore its gross anatomy. So we'll look at the anterior and posterior view. We'll look at lobes, fissures, and the porta hepatis. We'll look at peritoneal relations and the coronary ligaments. We'll then look at the blood supply and venous drainage of the liver, and we'll look at functional lobes and hepatic segments towards the end. We'll also look at the gallbladder, various parts of the gallbladder, its position against the liver, and the biliary tree, and how it connects with the pancreas and the duodenum. Now, the liver is the largest gland in the body, and because of that, it is vitally important in maintaining the internal environment. It performs a whole number of functions, including various aspects of metabolic activity. Importantly, it stores glycogen. And for digestion, it produces bile, and we'll look at that in more detail when we look at the biliary tree and the gallbladder. So the surface anatomy of the liver we looked at briefly when we did the surface anatomy lecture right at the very beginning of this course. So here we can see the liver is positioned within the abdomen, and it's actually covered by quite a few of the ribs. We can see we have ribs 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all protecting this right lobe of the liver. And it's quite difficult to palpate the liver because it is actually tucked under these ribs. We can see it's existing up in the right hypochondriac region, and it extends all the way across the epigastric into the left hypochondriac region. We can see its relation. It's slightly anterior to the stomach here. It covers the duodenum, and it's also related to the hepatic flexure of the colon. So the liver, this very large gland sitting directly underneath the right dome of the diaphragm, mostly in this right upper quadrant of the abdomen. As I've mentioned, it's the largest gland in the body, and it's positioned in the right hypochondria, the epigastrium, and sometimes the left hypochondriac regions. It is inferior to the diaphragm, specifically the right dome of the diaphragm. And the liver is made up of 4 anatomical lobes, and these are important, 4 anatomical lobes, not functional lobes. There's the left, right, caudate, and quadrate. There's also 2 functional lobes and 8 hepatic segments. These are really important, and these lobes are different to the anatomical lobes. The anatomical lobes are really named after what you can see and various fissures that separate the liver into various parts, left, right, caudate, quadrate. But they have 2 functional lobes based on branches of the hepatic artery, and these functional lobes can be further divided into 8 hepatic segments, which we'll explore later on. The liver is suspended within the abdomen by peritoneal ligaments, primarily via coronary ligaments that suspend it from the diaphragm. And I've mentioned the numerous functions of the liver, its metabolic activities, storing glycogen and producing bile.